This is a training model to practice repairing a cervical laceration with the vulva and the cervix. A retractor is introduced into the vagina to facilitate a good view of the cervix and is kept in place by the assistant. Subsequently, the edges of the cervical tear are grasped on both sides with a pair of forceps. The cervix is examined by inspection to check for further tears. This can be done by gently using forceps to manipulate the cervix to aid visualization. The tear is closed starting at the apex. This is done to ensure that all bleeders are caught in the suture. The cervical tissue is pierced with a round-bodied needle from the lateral side to the medial side of the cervix. Then the needle is passed back from medial to lateral on the opposite side of the tear. Take note that each stitch is placed through the entire cervical tissue layer. Here, 4 sliding knots are used to tie the suture. After placing the first suture at the apex, the rest of the cervical tissue is closed with a simple continuous suture. Take note that while suturing, close attention is paid to the anatomy to ensure anatomical approximation. Lastly, note how the suture thread is pulled tight after each stitch and kept under tension by the assistant while placing a new stitch. Once the tear is sutured, a knot will be tied to secure the suture. If the apex of the tear is difficult to reach, a suture is placed as close as possible to the apex to provide traction. By gentle traction, the apex of the tear can then be reached. The tear can now be sutured starting at the apex with a continuous suture in a caudal direction. Take note that the knotting of the thread is left out of this film. After placing the first suture at the apex, the rest of the cervical tissue is closed with a simple continuous suture, which is shown here in double speed. If a traction suture was placed, it is kept under tension by the assistant until it is no longer of value. Then the suture will be removed, as seen here. The rest of the cervical tear will be sutured as shown previously in step 1. Take note once more of the approximation of the 2 sides of the tear and the thread being kept under tension by the assistant. Once the tear is sutured, a knot will be tied to secure the suture.